Okay.
Okay. So, hi, this is Elizabeth Clare Brewington. I'm with Colonel Donna Ford with U.S. Air Force retired and 9/11 Pentagon survivor. She gave us a fabulous presentation yesterday and really heart to heart uh, shared a story that's been very difficult for her to talk about all these years. So we really appreciate that you were able to share that with us, and I'll make sure the links are available. I'm here with one of our authors. He's been on our show a couple of times, and the book that I've talked a lot about on the show is Semmelweis. It's about a surgeon, and I'll let him tell you more about it. But it's about sanitizing and how we evolved in the importance of washing your hands. But today we're going to talk about Billy Bello Wizard of Bensonhurst, and it's one of Anthony's latest books, and we're so excited to have him. So, Anthony, introduce yourself, and I know you've written many more than
Oh,
these two books that we have,
r-
and kudos to you for writing another one. Thank you.
oh, thank you, and also nice being here with Donna. I always enjoy being on, speaking with Elizabeth and her world. I really do. I really enjoy it. I find it. How could I say? Sometimes you just don't really know, how the chemistry works, where you really get along, and you feel like you can speak about what you do, and so that's what I really appreciate. Uh, the Billy Bello, is my last publication, which I'm promoting now, is an odd has an odd backstory, which I could share with you. Um, in in 1980, 79, so maybe maybe some of you weren't even born yet. I moved into Lower Manhattan and began a new life. And talking about myself. I'm also a professional book editor. I was trained as a book editor because at the time I came up, there were really no jobs. There were no degrees in writing or teaching jobs in teaching. So what you did was, I think you could have done anything to get along, to sustain yourself. But I got a job in publishing, and I was fortunate to have great editors who taught me copy editing, and then I worked as a proofreader, copy all the steps that editors take. That you see books that you see, and also these days you see a lot of typos because the professionals really are not at play as much as they were. The people who trained and really understood that are no longer around anyway. So I started a life there, and the odd thing is, of all the projects that I sat down to write at first, was this little book about a wizard called Billy Bello. Why I decided to do that, I have no idea, but it was a lot of fun. It was something maybe that was distracting me. That he was a wizard in the sense that he could fly, and this is before Harry Potter. So I'm not saying this competes with Harry Potter. He's a wizard in this sense, and I think this is fresh. This is what I could share with Elizabeth and Donna and your viewers and readers. Is he was a wizard. He was a street kid. He loved his mother, who was a mute. Now, his mother was unable to speak, and so they conversed with sign language. And it was very interesting. It was a very interesting challenge to write, instead of dialogue, write sign language. What people were doing with their hands and how they formed their emotions and so forth. So that I think at that time was really new. That was a challenge, and I hope people enjoy that. And I enjoyed writing it. The second thing about it is, as Elizabeth said, he gets into all kinds of trouble. The kind of
Yes,
issues, the kind
he
of
does.
issues, the kind of issues young people face all the time, right? Right, Elizabeth? I mean, drugs, sex, wondering about sex, crime. And so what the opportunity was, now I'm writing this and I'm surprised at what's coming out, by the way, how it's coming out. And um, he gets involved in a crime where a doctor, a neighbor, is abusing his dog, which he loves. The doctor keeps kicking his dog, his beloved dog. And what he does is decides he makes the mistake of trying to get back at him, he attempts a robbery, and then he gets arrested. And the wonder of it all is when he's in the holding pen waiting to go before the judge, he meets all kinds of characters, really characters you really will enjoy. He meets poet, a magician, and so forth. Now, so I wrote that, and I sent it to a prominent paperback hunter because even then, we have to eat, we have to survive. Art is hard, and a life of art is very difficult. And anyway, what happened there was an editor interested. I don't know what happened. It didn't come to pass, or I didn't allow it to go through them, and I put it away. 1980. I just put it away and went on with other projects. And then last year, I got an email from a publisher in India, a consortium.
I know, I saw that.
I know, and you know what? They contacted me and wanted a book of mine, and they were, really a group of women in India. And here's what I felt when I received that. I wanted to help them. I wanted to give them something maybe that would help them, succeed or contribute to their coffers. That's what I felt. And I did. And they did a nice job. And this is what it looks like. So that's really the backstory and some of the stories. If you have any questions, Elizabeth or Don, I'd love to answer, I will respond to.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I really think this is like almost like a little movie script, because now we're doing all these animations and all these wonderful animals and
Yeah,
the lizard, and there's
yeah,
this is just and flying high.
yeah,
I think it's written with such great spirit. The characters are just adorable. Especially the dog with the vendetta with the doctor, and that's so typical. The smiling Mrs. Tansy and Sonia as friends, and I think you've had so many characters in this book
yeah.
that it's just delightful. So get the book, guys. It's a great read, and especially for summer, you want to just sit down at the airport when there's all the delays going on and you have nothing to do. Don't get upset with the airlines. There's nothing they can do. Read a book. It's a great time to catch up on reading. So thank you. And Anthony, what's your website? Where can people order the book?
The website is anthonyvalerio.com.
Okay,
One
great.
word, anthonyvalerio.com is my website. And my book is 12. I kind of lost track a little bit. I think there were 12 publications on Amazon if you punch my name in, and Billy Bell will come up.
Awesome.
And
Yeah.
most most of my other books. Elizabeth, I want to just say one word about flying. What kind of a wizard he is? He's a kind of wizard where he's exercising intelligence. You know what I mean? I mean, he doesn't do tricks. He tries to work through things in an intelligent way with hope and love. That's the kind of wizard he is. He differs from the common wizards. And in other words, he can fly, but the way he flies is because he loves to see the man who flies his pigeons outside his mother's window. And then one day he just turns into pigeons and joins the flock. And so he goes off and he experiences places flying in a pack of pigeons. So he knows the places. That's how he gains knowledge of travel beyond his neighborhood of Bensonhurst. That's what it's called. And so that's how he's a wizard. It's kind of different, and so that's what it is. And hey, listen, thanks a lot, Elizabeth, for having me. Anytime I can help you with any kind of your projects, you just let me know. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for watching Brightside Global Trade. And the review is up already. So we hope you read it and enjoy it. Thank you, Anthony. And